Hi everybody, welcome to My Executive Ranch, where we talk about mid-century houses and coins and toy soldiers. As you might have guessed, today's episode is about toy soldiers, and I'm making this video because I've had these soldiers for sale on eBay under the account of Forenger, F-O-R-E-N-G-R, for quite some time, but I've always had questions about them because they're not really a type of soldier that I come across very often. So without further ado, I will take these things away and we'll get into looking at these really interesting and probably quite unusual and high-priced soldiers. This is W. Britain set number 67, and it's the first Madras Native Infantry. Apparently, from what I can gather, based on my father-in-law's valuations, they're quite rare and quite valuable. My question about them is whether they are actually original soldiers in the original box. So we'll get into that. I'll let you take a look and you can see what you think. So the first question I have is that the color of the box top. Now I'm going to have to kind of see if I can get these to line up. Well, maybe I'll do it this way. If you look closely, the color of the box top is not exactly the same as the color of the box bottom. It's really hard to tell here, but the top is definitely more of an orangey red than the box bottom, which is kind of the red color that I would normally associate with a W. Britain box. So I've got that issue. Now, the top of the box, or the box top rather, has these taped corners. By the way, if we look at the soldiers themselves, they match up with the look of the Britain soldiers from the early 1900s. So that's one of the reasons that I'm a little confused about exactly what they are. I very seldom come across soldiers that are this old. So anyway, getting back to the box has these taped corners. And yeah, you can see the taped corners there. And it almost looks to me like the box got repainted at some time, which would explain why the color doesn't exactly match with the color of the box bottom. But I'm like, well, who would repaint a box? Because, you know, the label looks original and everything. So the other possibility is that this was just how these boxes were made, but I'm also wondering if the box was maybe repaired at some point and then painted over with the not perfectly matched paint. Looking again at the box top is not just plain cardboard, it's actually lined with a very thin piece of newsprint. And I don't know whether that was just how they did it at the time that these items were made, or if, again, maybe it was a top for something else and somebody put it together. I am not sure. Moving on to the soldiers themselves. I have to try and do this with just one hand, so it'll take me a moment. The soldiers themselves are just lovely fellows. And I'll try and zoom in so that you can really see them. They're tied onto this card with string. They are consistent with this very old Britain manufacture with the oval bases. And then, let's see, can we see the W. Britain written on the bottom? I cannot on that one. This is not the greatest angle. You might have to give me a moment here. I do not see that they have W. Britain written on the bottom. You can see marks from where they were cast. But again, it could be that they're old enough that they just don't have that. That's what we've got. And again, the rifles are all intact. Whoops. The rifles are all intact. All the arms move nicely. There's a little bit of paint chipping on them, which you would expect. Notably, the string that ties them into the box is navy blue, not black. Again, I don't know if that's typical for soldiers of this age. Obviously, they're on a W. Britain's card. You can just see kind of the look of the soldiers. So, let's see, where are we with my questions on these guys? I'll zoom out again so that we can just look at what we've got here. Let's see, we talked about the navy blue string. They're in great shape, a little chipped paint, little, you know, an aged feel to them. Navy blue string, not marked from on the bottom of their oval bases, which could indicate that they were manufactured before 1900 or so, because according to my notes here, that's when Britain started marking the bases. There's also a possibility that they used to have W. Britain stickers on the bottom or something, but those were lost over time. It seems to me that given the paint loss on the soldiers, they must have been retied on this card over the years, but again, I'm not sure about that. Anyway, that's what I have for you. Those are my notes about these very interesting soldiers. And if any folks in the toy soldier community are interested in weighing in on these rather lovely and interesting fellows, let me see if I can get a better shot of their faces. Of course, the camera is not going to easily cooperate here, but oh yeah, there we are. You can kind of see them. They have a little lovely expression on their happy little faces, and they all match. Anyway, if you have any thoughts about the provenance of these soldiers, please do weigh in. You can comment in the comments below, and please, of course, like and subscribe to my channel, which, as I mentioned, is called My Executive Ranch. Thank you, and have a great day.